Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the sun is in the sky for you today. I hope it's shining on you and that you're happy. My name is Tristan. This is the Tales from the Long Cripple, and I'm here to give you a reading today called Calling in Love. So if you're single, looking for love, maybe you'll find some answers today. It's oppressively hot today, which is lovely because I'm on my day off. I get Fridays off, which is pretty cool, and I can just sit in my flat and enjoy myself. I'm not going out today. You know, we get one of those days where you just want to stay inside and just enjoy the simple pleasures in life. So I'll be starting today with one card from the Blue Owl, my mother's deck, and we'll see what she's got to say for us today. Oh, forgot to take him out. I don't like that card. 32. The Slumbering Moon. When it rises near means great honours are bound to appear. When moonbeams fade, the omens grow ill. Remorse will invade with an unpleasant chill. One of those cards that got two meanings depending on if the thing that you need is close to you. It's quite similar to the star card in the tarot. It's got little stars and moons. I'll just grab my little book and list of meanings and just double check I haven't forgotten anything. Yeah, it's got to do with emotions, feelings, fantasies, dreams, romances, honours, celebrity recognition, and psychic abilities. Yes, a dream, something that you want, manifestation perhaps. News underneath there. We'll jump onto the Bloodlands and see if they've got anything to say. I've had a long week at work. I guess some of you all might be very busy as well. Summertime is always very busy, socialising, doing stuff. It's that time where you think you need to get lots of things done. I always find in the depths of summer like an urge to have winter again, where you can just hibernate. The Crown Fire and Twilight, number 19 and 21. It's a forest on fire, and that almost looks like the forest after the fire, which reminds me of the story I told the other day about things that need to be burnt up before they can blossom. I used to love watching Devil's Peak on fire when I lived in Cape Town. You can see where it got its name from. Always very dramatic. Crown Fire, devastation, total collapse, and starting over. Whew, maybe you have to start over to get your dream. A wildfire burns in different intensities, the crown fire being the most destructive, since the flames will destroy the top crown of trees. You learn something new every day. When this happens, the tree will certainly die, since it cannot continue to grow and the fire has reached a height that eradicates all other plants and animals living in and around the tree. New seeds and animals must eventually migrate back from other forests in order for it to regrow, and with time it will. This card comes at a time of great endings, where the only way to recover may be with the help from the outside. Okay. All right. Wow. It's like total clearing, isn't it? There was a lot of endings in the reading yesterday, so perhaps it's another episode of Days of Our Lives. Is this the same person? Same scenarios. Number 19, Twilight. A winding, endings, and perseverance. The sun has set, yet darkness has not fallen. The last rays of light beyond the horizon still illuminate the sky. This is a time of ending, but not quite the end. The Twilight card reminds us that there is still time left to accomplish the things we set out to do, even if it seems that it is too late. Push on. There is still time to complete something, still time to heal, still time to forgive, still time to make things right. Whew, it's quite heavy today. So something's ended, something's definitely ended. in the way that you can only start anew with input from the outside. So that might be maybe you just come out of a relationship perhaps, or it's been a while and now you're ready for things to grow. So the dawning, almost twilight after twilight, darkness and then dawn. Star 132. Right, so the reading today is called Calling in Love. It's from the Lightseers deck, which I'll be using. Here in position 1, you got the qualities that your partner has, so you'll be able to see and recognize them. So if it's similar to somebody you're interested in. Number 2 is, you know, who they remind you of, or where to look for them, or any kind of clues as to who they are. In position 3, the things that are blocking you, so the parts of your shadow you need to fix. And number 4 is your qualities, what they see in you, what's attracting them to you. Dating's hard these days, yeah, especially online. What was that? You read about the 80-20 rule. Yeah. I wonder how many people are blocking in their true soulmates because their height limits are 5'7" or something. Or you can only date somebody who earns this much, or, you know, because the universe has a sense of humor. Your soulmate might be a lady on the street selling some, you know, maybe a lady at the market, or perhaps that, you know, cashier. It doesn't always have to be what you think is your dream. Like, I find if you limit yourself to very specific things, you kind of cut out a lot of opportunities in life, and a lot of opportunities to learn about yourself as well. So, and that's what the Page of Cups in this deck kind of represents. It's a pig flying, you know. And this dude sat there, but he's actually floating off. One of my favourite cards, the weird fish dude, the fish in the cup guy. Yeah. So we'll split the deck and we'll see what they've got for us today. Surrounding energies is the Knight of Pentacles is on a mushroom trip. Oh, very slow energy. Taking the time, huh? Underneath there, the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe she sent the Knight. All right, so recognizing the qualities your partner will have, we've got strength. So they're a very strong person, very attractive as well, protective. She's protecting this little lamb. She's got 2 sides to her, one very sweet, one very fierce. This could be a man as well, depends on your taste. Doesn't have to be a woman. In position 2, who they'll remind you of. Maybe they're similar to a celebrity, or where you might meet them. Oh, Justice. Interesting. I'm going to have to think about that. Number 3, blocks. You know, what's blocking you from this meeting this person or finding it? The 10 of Cups. Wow. I think that, you know, that relates to what I've just been speaking about, which is your expectations. They did a study where there's 2 kinds of people, satisfiers and maximizers in the dating world, or in life in general. People who are satisfiers don't have rigid rules as to what kind of partner they want, and they end up a lot more satisfied. You've got people who are maximizers, who have a very detailed list of what they want, and because it's hard for anyone to match up to the fantastical ideas of a particular person's needs, they're never satisfied, and they think they're maximizing their life, but they're just making themselves wait. They waste a lot of time, and time is something we don't really have a lot of. None of us have any guarantees, so you should enjoy life. It's not saying you shouldn't be picky or accept bad behavior, but, you know, just because they don't have the right wage bracket doesn't mean you can't date them. And then what you are. Wow. 7 of Cups, your qualities. Well, I'm going to have to think about that as well. It's quite intense. I'm a bit stumped with these 2. I mean, Justice could mean, maybe they're a lawyer or a judge. Maybe there's somebody who reminds you of Justice. So maybe there's somebody who has a lot of integrity. Maybe you'll meet them at a courthouse. Could be. Maybe you're in a trial and they're the opposition's lawyer. Who knows? Yeah. The scales, dual nature. So somebody who can see some, they might be intuitive, but fair, a fair person, very strong, very committed to their own beliefs, pretty. I mean, the girl in this, she's very pretty. She's got two sides, which kind of reminds me of this card here. She's also got two sides in the Strength card. This fierce and sweet. This looks like somebody who is very fair but discerning. Yeah. And then what we got here? 6 cups, sharing. 7 of cups. They might see you as somebody who has a lot of choices. Perhaps they think you've got many suitors, or somebody can't make their mind up. It's not come up in your blockage, so yeah, they might just see you as somebody who could get anything they've wanted, really, and you're making a decision about what you want. So what should I go for first? I think 10 of Cups, really. I should go for 10 of Cups, which is about, for me, I'm getting the feeling of it's a blockage, which means you just want this perfect thing, but you know, there's no such thing as perfect in life. Everything's a work in progress, really. There's no such thing as perfection. It's an idea. Everybody's perfect. It's different, you know, and that's the whole point. Your perfect is determined by what you think it is. And there we have Judgment underneath, which feels a bit more realistic than this 10 of Cups. It's about truth and seeing the world for what it is. Making better choices. 2 cards that we got clarifying. Yeah, look here. So we got the Hangman and the 10 of Swords again. My 10 of Swords killed Santa card. You have to look at your 10 of Cups in a completely different way. 360 it, basically, or 180, and I suppose 360, you just end up where you were before. My maths is not my strong point. The Hangman, yeah. So you have to change your perspective on what you see as a 10 of Cups. Otherwise, it's going to block you from getting what you want. And the 10 Swords is an ending of that perspective. But after 10 Swords comes something new. Yeah. So think about what it is that, you know, your list is about. Because I've done that before. I've written lists about getting a partner, and I've tried to make it as general as possible. The universe can't send you specifics when you try and manifest something. It's just not possible. And if it was, it would probably take a very long time, and most likely would take so long that you would get frustrated with the manifestation not happening, that you wouldn't take the subtle clues that the universe was sending you on which route to take to find that manifestation. And it would then end up taking longer because you would become impatient. That's what I try and do when I try to manifest things in my life. You put out what you want in a very simple way. And then you just keep your eyes peeled for it coming in. And as well as putting yourself in situations where the universe would be able to deliver the manifestation to you. Because it can't actually interfere with free will. It can't look at the world and go, oh, there's your soulmate. All right, I'm just going to whisper in his ear, can you go to Jane Smith's house, you know, and tell her you love her? It doesn't work like that. It works like I'm pushing these things towards you, but you need to meet me halfway. The universe needs you to put yourself in the place where you can find that manifestation. So if your dream guy is a hot rod driving, sexy, leather jacket wearing, cigarette smoking stud, then maybe you should go to a car show. But if you don't go to a car show and you continue to just do the normal things in your life, you're never going to meet him. So know what you want, put it out there, and then put yourself in the places where the universe can deliver it to you. Help it out, yeah? But you'll never get it if it's too specific, or it will take very long, or you will have to be so patient and observant that you'll be able to do exactly what the universe needs you to do to get it, which is a very difficult feat for most of us because we're very busy just trying to survive in this world, you know. You can't always have your antenna up. It's very exhausting. All right, so I wonder what's next. So we got your blockage. Let's look at this, which is seeking light, they call it. Where to look for, who will remind you of like how to help the universe bring you this manifestation. 10 Pentacles. Okay. Fulfillment in the 3D. Okay, and what is the 2 cards? Magician. You know, I love it when this deck just tells me, yes, you're right, Tristan. And Death. Wow, okay. So the Magician is obviously the master of all. He can manifest at will. He can manifest. He has all the tools and the spiritual knowledge. He knows how to do it. So it's telling you to follow your intuition. And Death. I mean, maybe you'll meet them in a cemetery. I don't think that's specifically what it's saying. But you got Death then, and around the energy of the 10 of Pentacles, a real rebirth, this white rose. Yeah. 2 swords. Maybe they're, you know, are the hot rod driving stud. the goth. Maybe they're a goth. It's very gothic. Somebody who can manifest, basically. You see this person as somebody very balanced. So if you know somebody who is looking like they're getting their dreams, they could have been coming from an ending, but perhaps they manifest after endings, and that's what you've noticed about them. That the minute something ends in their life, they bring out their sword of justice, balance out the scales, and manifest the next good thing for them on their way to their 10 of Pentacles. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. So if you know somebody who you feel is a bit magic, but also a bit dangerous, that might be them. So we'll go on to the Strength card here, what qualities they have. We can get a few more clues about this person, and then we'll finish up on yours and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, Strength. They're very strong, protective. The Hermit. They do a lot of inward reflection. They're looking at the star. Maybe they already see you. They know you. They're considering you. The Empress. Woohoo! Damn. And here we have Strength, qualifying Strength again. This is like, yeah. Xena Warrior Princess mixed with like, I don't know. Whew, very sexy and very strong. Very strong person. They're gorgeous, and they can create, they can defeat things in their life that stand in their way. They have the power of transmutation. They can turn grief and endings into new beginnings. And you're very attracted to them, clearly. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? Very feminine energy as well. But it could be a man with feminine energy. I was talking this morning about the original tarot decks that go back however many 100 years. And like one of the strangest cards that I find was the card for Strength, which is a man ripping a baby in half. I was like, damn. I don't think you could get away with that on a card today. and yeah, it was almost like the feeling of always being able to, yeah, they got their life sorted, which is cool. No wonder you're attracted. But yeah, you need to change how you're envisioning your 10 of Cups. You never know what a person is like. You shouldn't make assumptions about people. Rainbow fantasies. There's a lot of work to get to that. Even if two people are destined to be together, or there's a lot of attraction and chemistry and, you know, blending, your 10 of Cups can get in your way. You should enjoy the process of getting there, because it does sometimes involve endings and manifestation. Yeah. All right, we'll look at the 7 of Cups, which is about your qualities. I think you're obviously got lots of offers. Maybe they see you as somebody who they don't want to have to compete with millions of offers, or somebody who can have anyone they want. Yeah. The King of Rods. Yes, exactly. And look behind that, the 4 of Wands. So the King of Wands, yeah, you're somebody who can have anyone they want. You could pick of the crop, as they say. You know, when they say there's a lot of fish in the sea, you've got one of those big fishing trawlers and you're catching dolphins and unicorns in the sea. Maybe they don't want to have to deal with all that. Yeah, look, 8 Pentacles and 5 Swords. This is exactly what I'm saying. So they feel if they approach you that they're going to have to work really, really hard and fight off all these other suitors. And, you know, it's almost like in this card, this guy's like, is that really what I want? To have to constantly fend off other admirers. Especially because you're so sexy. Everyone wants the King of Wands. Yeah. All right. I mean, aren't we all afraid of that on some level? I suppose. Yeah. I mean, if you've got that many people after you, you must be quite the catch. So, you know, there's obviously a reason why they would be interested in you. You're attractive, and this card could also indicate that you work very hard. Yeah. The 8 Pentacles. I'm getting the feeling that they feel like they're going to have to work really hard just to get your attention. Don't know why, because they're obviously very attractive. All right, I'm going to finish off this with the Knight of Pentacles. See what this energy is. I feel it's like a slow energy, or there's a bit of... It could be stable. I mean, that guy's got his bare feet on the ground. He's got his feet on the ground. Maybe you're both sort of trying to keep your feet on the ground and look at the situation and see what it is, what the truth is. And look at that, Judgment's come back. Yes, what is the truth of the situation? Yeah, what's the truth of this 4 of Wands and this Hermit? Okay, right, the reflection, yeah, very much thinking about the situation and what it means. This is why the Justice and Judgment cards. She looked like a good match, I suppose. You know, if you're somebody who could have anyone, why wouldn't you want somebody this strong and this beautiful and this magic? And they can tap into the power of death and rebirth. Yeah. Very interesting. But yeah. So it's a lot of thinking going on about this 10 of Pentacles, which was here. It's been sent. All right. I should probably finish this off. I should probably give a recommendation. Have I organised myself enough to think of one? No. So I'm just going to skip right to recommending my own channel. This is Tales from the Long Cripple. If you're enjoying yourself, please like, comment, subscribe or share. Or, you know, bully your friend into doing it. I don't know. But yeah. I'm going to go for the Lightseers, actually. Just go back to that today. Oh, the Fool, New Beginnings. Okay, you're jumping out. Right. 3 cards and a bottom card for some guidance, huh? What should the viewer do to help the situation? 3 Pentacles. Work together. Under that 9 Swords. Yeah, to clear out that 9 of Swords. So, constructive communication. All right, the Sun, Queen of Cups. Oh, 7 of Swords. I almost want to clarify that, but I'm not going to. Yeah, working together. So we've got the Sun and the Queen of Cups. This is about bringing some illumination and joy into the situation, maybe opening up about your emotions, offering your cup, and getting away with something under the moonlight. I don't know, some crow energy here. Seven of Swords is normally a card I don't like to see. But I think in this context, it might be about illuminating things that have happened. Maybe bringing truth into, the fact that if you really like them, you tell them, and that, it doesn't matter who's after you, that you've chosen them and you'd like to date them. So ask them out. Maybe it's telling you to ask them out. Yeah, I think so. Work together. Right, that's my reading. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend now. I'll be back tomorrow with a problem solution reading. And whatever you're doing this Friday, oh dear, my voice is going. I hope you're having fun, and if you're not having fun, I'm sure you will eventually. It's not always all work. We know what happens when that happens, don't we? People get murdered in hotels. So yeah, don't forget to have some fun. Thanks for listening. Bye.